Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're going to talk about XRP. Now, before I get started, two things. Number one, I'm not ignoring you at all in the comments section. I see you calling for a Nexera video, a Q&T video, an XDC video. I am going to make those videos. This week has been really rough. I've been working longer hours than expected. Once I get caught up, I will start making videos on other cryptocurrencies as well. Also, number two, I made a video. It's more of a reassurance video around XRP because all of a sudden people are fighting all over this cryptocurrency because it didn't skyrocket past $10 once XRP got clarity. I still think we're positioned to have a massive run up from here. And I just wanted to make a reassurance video for all of you. So if you want, check that video out. And this video kind of reinforces that video because I'm going to talk a lot about the growth around XRP. So boom, Ripple seeks approval of licenses in UK and Ireland after XRP win against the SEC. We are in the process of applying for our crypto asset registration in the UK and our payment license in Ireland. These are all massive investments with a view that we are going to continue growing exponentially in this region. You know, Ripple's out there growing all around the world right now. And even if it's just big announcements around Ripple, you know they're laying all that plumbing for XRP to flow through in the future. Breaking: National Bank of Australia partners with Ripple to use XRP. Now, this is massive. In a major announcement, the National Bank of Australia, NAB, has revealed that it has partnered with Ripple, the leading provider of enterprise blockchain solutions for global payments, to use its native cryptocurrency XRP for cross-border transactions. That's what me and you like to hear when they talk about utilizing XRP. The partnership will enable NAB to leverage Ripple's global network of over 300 financial institutions and use XRP as a bridge currency to facilitate faster, cheaper, and more transparent international payments. That's how me and you get rich in the future. And you know, RippleNet is great, but that benefits Ripple. And RippleNet gets Ripple in the door. Later, they say, well, look, we have the secret sauce over here, XRP and on-demand liquidity. Ripple user dLocal has received a payments institution license from Brazil. They will now be able to connect to PIX as an authorized EFX provider, perform a wide range of cross-border currency operations without amount restrictions. And again, if it's not Ripple directly, it's partners of Ripple still utilizing RippleNet. Later, they will also introduce XRP. If XRP just bridges 10% of the daily banking transactions, we could reach 4 digits. Think about that. And I think XRP is going to be tied to more than just 10% of daily bank transactions. I think it's going to be much bigger because I think Ripple is going to capture more and more business away from Swift in the future. Now, did you ever wonder why your bank goes down or falls? Or maybe you see a massive bank run happen here in the United States. This tweet explained it perfectly. U.S. banks have a zero reserve requirement since 2020. If John deposits $100,000, his bank can loan all of it to Sarah. So now John has $100K in his bank and Sarah has $100K in hers. $100K was just created out of nothing. If John and Sarah go to the bank to take out the $100K in cash, the bank doesn't have it. This is called a bank run. And that's exactly what the banks are doing. And that's why the banks are going to fall into a massive liquidity crisis in the future. Because, once you see something happen, all of a sudden people want their money. And the bank just doesn't have it. And FDIC insurance isn't going to cover all of it either. And that's why I said we're going to see more and more bank consolidations happen. It's going to get much darker before it gets better. But we're XRP investors. The future looks very bright for me and you. Federal Reserve announced the launch of its own crypto service for instant money transfers. Now, let me tell you something. Everybody right now is saying that FedNow is going to kill crypto. It's not. Everybody always assumes something much bigger is going to happen. So let me show you what they're talking about right here. The Federal Reserve, along with the whole banking system and the SEC, is opposed to cryptocurrencies, claiming that they are only used for money laundering and other criminal activities. Although, at least Ripple is targeted at working with banks and other traditional financial institutions. Back then, the company was deeply engaged in the lawsuit initiated by the SEC against it. Now, the Fed has decided to create its own payment system that will be able to keep customers out of crypto, and which would operate within the traditional financial system based on fiat currencies, but would be faster than such remittance giants as Western Union and MoneyGram. Aside from that, the Fed has been looking into the creation of the U.S. digital U.S. dollar, the so-called Fed coin, a CBDC. Like I said, that's the Fed's end game. That's the Treasury's end game as well. They're trying to introduce it to us as something different, but it will morph into a CBDC eventually. The first mentions of FedNow were made back in early 2021, when Ripple's customer Volante Technologies began collaborating with the Fed to develop this service for instant payments. So whose technology do you think is tied in with the Fed? FedNow is part of ISO 222 base network, which is also used by Ripple Labs. It is not the only Ripple customer chosen by the Fed to help it create the payment system. ACI Worldwide has been working on it too since January 2021. That Ripple technology is already embedded inside the Fed. What do you think's going to happen when the banks start to fall apart and they need that liquidity? Guess what? All of a sudden, they introduce XRP, and most likely XLM as well, later down the road. And I still think HBAR is going to be tied in there also, and Q&T, because this is all the new financial system building out all around the world. But yet people are still doubting all of that. Listen, the Fed is not going to create a situation for competition inside the United States. Before they allow Ripple to be an alternative, they will join forces with Ripple and XRP and Stellar and XLM and Hedera and HBAR, and the list goes on. Because nobody wants complications. They don't want any competition either. It's easier to join with your enemy than it is to fight a war. And that's why I said the Fed has no other options but to use XRP at some point. Congressman Richie Torres doubled down on his criticisms of the SEC Gov Chair Gary Gensler, accusing him of being intent on sabotaging the crypto industry. And that's exactly what's going on. You know why these Democrats don't like this new bill that the Republicans just put out? Because it hands power over to the CFTC. And in my own opinion, I think the CFTC is not corrupt. See, these politicians can control Gary Gensler and the SEC, but I think they're going to have a hard time controlling the CFTC. And that's why they want to keep the power in the hands of Gary Gensler. U.S. presidential candidate says XRP will dethrone Bitcoin at just $11. This is coming from Patrick L. Riley. At just $11, XRP takes the top spot from Bitcoin. It's not an if, it is a when. Your best guess when below. And I think it's going to happen sooner than people think. XRP is going to be the #1 cryptocurrency. It's just a matter of time. That's why I keep telling you, you got to hold on to it for dear life. Hold on to your XRP, and you definitely don't want to sell too soon. House Republicans have a new bill, and Democrats aren't too happy. This is what I was just talking about, because they don't like the idea of the SEC being cut out. Look at how they were all buddying up with Sam Bankman-Fried. And you know they were talking to the SEC about Sam Bankman-Fried before the fall of FTX as well. Because I think Gary Gensler is as corrupt as the day is long. And that corruption is still, it's right there in plain sight. It's not hard to see. We all exposed it in the crypto space. Ripple CTO David Schwartz explores XRP role on XRP Ledger Beyond Gas Token. Now this is great because it actually shows you the strength of XRP. Beyond its gas token functionality, Schwartz emphasized the unique features that make XRP outstanding on the XRP Ledger. One such feature is auto bridging, which enhances XRP's liquidity within the network and increases its utility, thereby driving demand. Auto bridging allows for seamless exchange between different assets on the XRP ledger without requiring individual order books for each asset pair. This feature leverages XRP to improve liquidity across all currency pairs on the XRP ledger, also solidifying its role and utility within the ecosystem. That's the strength of XRP. But I'm going to leave you with this today. You know, we came into crypto with that vision to see where XRP is going. You know, years ago, it was very hard to see it. Today, it's right there in front of you. Look at all the CBDCs popping up all around the world. Look at tokenization being talked about as well right now. That's the next big thing for crypto. I stress that because I'm trying to show you what's going to come in stages, how value's going to come to XRP. So all of a sudden, XRP goes live all around the world, and the price skyrockets, and people sell. But then later comes tokenization, and the price of XRP really takes off. You would regret selling at the first price point instead of holding for the next price point. That's why I think the better option is to hold XRP for the long term. See where this crypto goes. Along the way, we're going to see facts around it. We're going to see how value is coming in and where it's coming from. That way you have a better understanding of where XRP could possibly go in the future. But along the way, we'll talk about it in other videos. But with that said, I'm going to wrap up this one. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.